Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Let's continue our learning with graphs. Today we're going to focus on pictographs. I just want to point out that sometimes you'll see this word as pictograph or pictograph. They're both basically the same thing. Before we begin with graphs, let's begin our number talks. Let's look at this Rubik's Cube. Very classic toy that I used to have when I was a little girl, and now they're back. But anyway, our Rubik's Cube is going to help us with number talks today. Let's look at the first question. What does each color on this Rubik's Cube represent? All right, we know that we have a white, blue, red. These are the colors that we can see so far. So I want you to think about it. What do these colors represent? If you said they represent the faces of the Rubik's Cube, you're absolutely correct. All right, we have a face here, face, and another face. There are more faces, but we'll talk about it in a minute. How many different colors does a Rubik's Cube have? Okay, now we're getting to how many faces are on this Rubik's Cube. The amount of faces will tell us how many colors are on this particular Rubik's Cube. So we know we have a face here, one. This is white. On the opposite of white, there's another one, so that will be two. Blue, on the opposite of blue, we have another one. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And over here we have red, and underneath, or the opposite of the red, we have another color. So in all we have 6 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 underneath. All right? And I believe the colors that are not showing, if I remember correctly, are yellow, green, and let's see, yellow, green, and orange, I think. All right. So we know it says how many different colors on a Rubik's Cube. So we know that there are 6 different colors. Why? Why is that? Why on this particular Rubik's Cube do we only have 6 different colors? And that's because we only have 6 faces. All right. Name the polygon that makes up the cube. Do you guys remember what polygons are? All right. So what polygon makes up this cube? Did you say a triangle? No, that's not correct. Did you say a square? Ding, 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 ding. That's absolutely correct. Each face has a square right here. Right here, all squares make up this Rubik's Cubes. And here we even have smaller squares. So this face is partitioned. Our entire Rubik's Cube is partitioned into small squares or small cubes. All right, so the polygon that makes up this cube is a square. Now for our learning target. I can interpret a bar graph and a pictograph with single unit scale that represents a data set with up to 4 categories. Now remember I said that a single unit scale are the numbers. The unit scale are the numbers on the side of, like, say, a bar graph. And it tells us how many. And when we have single unit scale, that means they count by ones. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Remember, our graph always begins with 0. Represents up to 4 categories. Categories are the different things or items that we're comparing on a graph. You'll notice that throughout our lesson and our practices that you might see some graphs that have different unit scales, and sometimes we might go a little bit past 4 categories. And the reason why we're doing that is because we know you guys can handle it. You're very smart. Let's look at parts of a pictograph. Just like a bar graph, a pictograph has a title. Our title of this pictograph is Number of Ice Cream Cones Sold. Now, before we move on, I just want to point out that on some pictographs, the title is above, right here, it's above the graph. And in this space, for example, since we're talking about ice cream, in this space, it will usually say ice cream, okay? So just wanted to point it out just in case you happen to see or notice a pictograph that's set up differently. All pictographs have labels to let you know what the sections stand for. So we know right here that this section is telling us about the names of the people who sold ice cream. We have Rachel, Anna, Sydney, and Destiny. So we know so far that pictographs and bar graphs have titles and labels. But now here's something that sets them apart. Here's something that sets a pictograph apart from a bar graph. It has a key. So pictographs have a key to let you know what each picture stands for. So the key unlocks the meaning of each picture. Just like a key unlocks your door, a key unlocks the meaning on a pictograph. Not all pictographs have the same key. Some may do, but they don't all have the same key. So it's very important to pay attention to the key of a pictograph before you start counting. So right here we can see that each ice cream, each cone, each picture of a cone stands for 3 ice cream cones. Okay, let's look at our I do. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can solve this. Alright, let's look at our I do. Number 1, how many strawberries does each picture represent? Whenever you see a question like that, you know where you have to go. You have to go straight to your key. It says, how many strawberries does each picture represent? Our key right here tells us that each picture represents 2 strawberries. So here we would say 2. Next, how many strawberries does Susan have? Since each picture represents 2 strawberries, we know that Susan has 2 plus 2 equals 4 strawberries. So Susan has 4 strawberries. Number 3 says, how many strawberries does Maria and Dorothy have in all? Maria has 2, 4, 6. And Dorothy has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We know that 6 plus 12 equals 18. Alright, now that's just one way to do this. Here's another way you can do it. Since we're comparing Maria and Dorothy, I can see right here we have 3 strawberries, 3 pictures representing 6 strawberries. We also have 3 down here. So I'm going to write 6 plus 6, because we have to remember, although I'm only circling 3 pictures, each picture stands for 2. So this is 2, 4, 6, 6 over here, and 2, 4, 6, 6 over here. And we also have some more. We have 2, 4, 6. 6 plus 6 plus 6. Alright? 6 plus 6 equals 12, plus 6 more equals 18. right, another way you could have done it was just by counting on. You know that this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Either way, it's fine. You could have added 6 plus 12 to get 18. You could add 6 plus 6 plus 6 to get 18. Or you could just simply count your pictures, counting by twos, since each picture represents 2 strawberries. Okay, here we have our redo. It's the same graph that we use for the I do, so you should be very, very familiar with that. We have 3 new questions. Go ahead and pause the video, solve the questions, and then come back so that we can compare our answers. Let's compare our answers for the we do. Who has the most strawberries? We can see right away by looking at this picture graph that Dorothy has the most strawberries. So right here I have Dorothy. Who has the least amount of strawberries? Again, we can look at our picture graph and see that Susan only has 2 pictures right here. So she has the least amount of strawberries. Next, number 3. Use what you know from numbers 1 and 2. What is the difference between the least and the most amounts? We know that the most amount was 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I have 12 over here. And the least amount was 4. 2, 4. So 12 minus 4. Whenever you see the word difference in math, they're asking you to subtract. So to find the difference, we subtracted 12 minus 4 equals 8. Another way you could have done this was by using your graph and just cross out, do equal cancellations. Susan has 2, 4. Let's cross these out, cross this out. Since we crossed out 4 or 2 pictures over here, let's cross out 2 pictures over here. So the difference is what you have left. Let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, I have the answer 8 again. Alright guys, now it's your turn to go practice. Have fun practicing. Make today a great day. Bye for now.